Hello, everybody. George, are you there with me this morning?
Hello, Vincent. Yes, we are ready.
Okay, perfect. So welcome, everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Good morning, good afternoon for so I'm Vincent Frerbeau from Dassault Systèmes HQ, but in fact, today, as half of the people on Earth, I'm working from home, which is very close from Paris. I'm in charge of helping our worldwide customer in adopting a 3D experience on the cloud. And today I'm here with George. So George, if you can introduce yourself to the audience
Okay.
and share your
Turn on my
camera.
camera.
Great.
Webcam. Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm Jining Zhou. Actually, you might call me George. And I'm from Dassault Systèmes China, and joined this big family in 2015. I'm now working very closely with Vincent as the cloud advocacy in China, and I feel very lucky to be able to work for the cloud business in this great company. Okay, now let's begin our session. So I'm very grateful for Dassault Systèmes for giving me such great opportunity to share some of my own experiences and insights at this time. And I hope it can help you to understand better about 3ds cloud solution, and of course how it can help the companies to adapt to the change of work pattern after coronavirus. So we will be covering 4 topics actually. First one, Vincent will share the customer feedback and the Dassault Systèmes initiatives from his global perspective. And secondly, I will explain the general challenges that Chinese companies are going through. Thirdly, I will also explain the solution that Dassault Systèmes is providing on cloud and focusing on the features that are relevant to our situation. I'll also give you an example of how one of our customers continued their business during coronavirus. And for the last topic, I will talk about the cloud promotion offer, of course, to help the companies go on business. And first of all, let's welcome Vincent to share his messages.
Thank you, George. So maybe just as a reminder before I start, in terms of logistic, you may have seen a message from our organizers on the right side of your screen, most probably. I'm not sure of where it's displayed on your screen, but there's a window where you can ask questions at any time. Feel free to do so. We should have enough time to answer most of your questions at the end. And if not, if too many questions, we will share answers right after this call. So actually, when we planned this webinar, it was something like 3 weeks or a month ago. We were not in the same situation as we are today in Europe and in North America. So the focus was very much on China. But now, day after day, it's even more important for us to open that webinar to all countries and all the attendees who are today in this call, because we want to learn from the Chinese experience and from what George has to communicate. It's becoming much more relevant. So what you can see here on the screen are 2 of the many feedbacks that we are receiving from our cloud customers everywhere in the world. So George will speak about the Chinese ones later on, but here you can see can makers and Elixir Aircraft. who are among our cloud customers in North America and here in that case in France. And they are mentioning in their post here, it's on LinkedIn, they are mentioning the appreciation that they have of the continuity of services that we are offering to them, so that they can continue to design, to simulate their virtual products and everything that they do thanks to our solution on 3D experience on the cloud. So these customers now, what they mention in terms of quality of the services, it's the SLA, what we call the service level agreement, where we, when they engage with us, they knew that we would take care of their solutions so that they can use it anywhere, at any time, and on any device. And it's really this promise that you can see here. They are using our application from home, of course. They are using it from any device. You can see here laptops, you can see tablets, even some of them are using it sometimes on iPhones. So they can continue to work at their place. They can continue to collaborate as well. I think it's one of the key message that we see here, and it's among all the requests that we receive those days, it's probably the most important topic which is mentioned, is the need for collaborative tools. And I think that George will come back on that later on. People are looking not only for application that they can run at home, but they are looking for collaborative tools so that they can continue to exchange with their peers inside the company, so that they can continue to exchange with their partners, with their suppliers, and that they can do it with high level of security. Right now we can observe a lot of new tools, collaborative tools being launched. But very soon after the launch, few weeks after, you hear about security issues with those tools. So it's important to have a very secured collaborative application, and it's one of the reasons for the success of the 3D experience on cloud. I think that one of the major trend that we can see those days, and which will for sure continue after the virus this crisis is solved, is the shift that we can observe on the subscription and rental business models. People will less and less decide to invest massively in software application upfront, and will move more and more to subscription and rental business models, which will give them the flexibility to absorb such crisis. Because what we can see right now is that it's easy either to decrease the usage for the cases where customers are not able to continue to work, or to increase the usage if there are more people who want to work remotely, who want to work online. So the flexibility that the subscription engagement can bring is very important. So the next slide, please. What is very interesting as well, and here it's much more focused on the actual situation in terms of health and in terms of sanity crisis. We have created an open community to accelerate all projects around COVID-19. So if you look for open COVID community, you will find it. It's a public one. And we are here managing all ideas, all projects around the world in order to fight against the virus. And we see two main areas. If you look at that, you will find a lot of projects around the design, the manufacturing of critical parts. So a lot of 3D printing, and our marketplace is leveraged as well to produce a lot of critical parts. And we can see as well a lot of projects which are here proposed and more than proposed, who are conducted with our brands Medidata and 3ds Biovia as well, who are helping in accelerating the discovery and the validation of vaccines and medication. So many actors are involved there. There are hundreds of researchers, companies are involved, doctors, hospitals. So feel free to take part in this open community and bring either your ideas, your capacity, your knowledge in order to accelerate this process. So George, I suggest you take the floor now.
Okay.
Virtual
Thank
one.
you, Vincent. Yeah, thank you, Vincent, for sharing your messages. It's very interesting. You know, it's at first we see it as a China-specific situation. Now, unfortunately, it's a worldwide situation, and we see all countries are moving, and I think it's great. Okay, I'll take over from here, and first of all, let me just give you an update about the current status of the companies in China. We all know after the first outbreak in Wuhan, most companies across China had to shut down to restrict human interactions. On one hand, I think it's maybe the only way to control the escalation of epidemic and save more lives. On the other hand, the situation has a significant impact on the companies of all sizes, and they were nearly out of business for more or less 2 months, I would say. But fortunately, things are getting much better right now, and most of the Chinese companies are now back to business. But let's imagine the following. What will happen if all business in China had to shut down for 3 months? And even if we only consider the factor of cash flow, I think it's a huge amount of companies will get into trouble after 3 months. So it is very natural for us to talk about how to keep business ongoing. And although Dassault Systèmes is not the solution for any kind of business, specifically in design and engineering area, we can surely offer something that is unique and valuable. I'll explain later. And I'm pretty sure many of you are working from home right now. Same for me, and I don't think I will visit my office so often anymore. And I believe we all agree that home office is going to be the trend from now on. And we can all imagine that in the future during a job interview, the candidates might ask such kind of questions like, can I work from home? Yes, for sure. In the future, the flexibility to work from home is going to be an important factor when people are selecting jobs. But for many companies, especially for the research and development department, this is only going to bring more problems. And I'm going to talk about some of the common problems in this area. I've heard at least one company complaining about the CAD designers have to share VPN bandwidth with all other employees, finance, human resource, and so on, in order to collaborate with the team. When we have CAD files as big as hundreds of megabytes, just imagine how long it would take to transfer them, through VPN, of course. Also, it's going to be a big challenge for the way of management. People used to rely on conversations, during the conversations in the corridors, or they would rely on brainstorming sessions in meeting rooms, or assigning tasks by working around the office. And now it's almost all impossible. And we have to take into consideration that during this time, people might have to take care of their kids at home. And I believe it's resulting in a very flexible working schedule for each person. I'm pretty sure people are expected to put extra effort to keep track of their tasks and the deliverables. Of course, people are looking for solutions, and according to the biggest Chinese search engine, Baidu, the keywords remote work are searched 11 times more frequent compared to before the nationwide shutdown. Another interesting fact I want to show you here is that if any of you understand the technology behind the remote working applications, we might probably search the keyword cloud, to get more insights. And we do see an increase of the search index of cloud, but only by 43%. That's very interesting, I would say. And what does it tell us? My personal understanding would be that when people face a problem, they will look for a solution that is ready to be used to solve that problem. And I think this is very easy to understand and very intuitive. So in the software industry, we refer to such kind of solution as SaaS, software as a service. Many of you might have heard about it. We also understand that many engineering companies are investing in cloud technology. We have customers worldwide, including China, of course, who choose to host their PRM or PDM or collaborative work system on the cloud. Sometimes we call it bring your own license model. A few customers, actually, the big ones, they choose to build their own data centers. And I'm not saying which one is better. Of course, depending on what kind of costs are acceptable, depending on the company's IT capability, all of the three solutions, all of the three options can be perfect solutions. But nowadays, if we want to find a ready-to-use, a long-term and continuously evolving solution, we should really look into SaaS, software as a service. We should really look into that. So we no longer rely on VPN, and we can quickly transform the way we work. What's also important is that we can benefit from the new technologies adopted by professional cloud solution providers like Dassault Systèmes, of course, for the software as a service products. And as an example, in China, actually, I've seen a lot of cases where the business owners are starting to show interest in software as a service. I'm talking about CEOs, I'm talking about general managers, not only head of IT. Because the companies really need to change on a higher level to prepare them for the future possible disruptions. And I don't know if there's any other solution that can provide more flexibility than software as a service. Okay, now with all these, you might wonder, can Dassault Systèmes provide SaaS to the customers? Of course, the answer is yes. That's why we are doing the webinar here. And if you are familiar with us, we provide a large portfolio of software products, software tools. These products are either already on cloud, or we are migrating them to cloud-native applications. We also have lots of cloud-specific apps for sure. And all these applications are based on one platform, and we call it the 3D Experience Platform. Well, for more information about the platform, 3D Experience Platform, please stay tuned. And we are rolling out technical webinars every week, very frequently, actually. Okay, back to our topic. So instead of calling our cloud solution a SaaS solution, software as a service solution, More precisely, it should be called a all-in-one solution. So usually there are 3 layers of services. Please let me break down for you. For the infrastructure part, we are partnering with AWS. Also, we have our own IaaS provider in many countries, which is called Outscale, 3DS Outscale, who is at the same level of SLA as AWS. Specifically in China, we are partnering with a very big cloud provider called Huawei Cloud. And in terms of platform as service, mainly the cloud operation tasks, normally they are managed by the IaaS provider for the visualization part, and managed by 3DS for the application part. And we are delivering the software through the software as a service model. To elaborate more on the IaaS layer, infrastructure layer, our service is already available at 10 data centers, and we are continuing to expand the coverage. Well, what does it mean? It means if you have a good internet connection towards one of our data center, either in Europe, in Paris, in Tokyo, in Guangzhou, Singapore, okay, either, any one of them, then the SaaS solution is available to you. Even more, if you need to collaborate with a co-worker in another country, and this is a real customer situation, real customer case. We have a customer who has one office in Japan and one office in China. Both offices can connect to the same platform, leveraging the public cloud infrastructure that are already in place to access the same data. It's very important. They need to access the same data. And before we talk about offer, and I'd like to emphasize a few things. As a salesperson, I always think about what's the value to our customers. And if we leave out the technical details, it's actually very clear. The value of our cloud solution is that it helps our customer to focus on the core business, which is of course to bring value to the final customers. Whether we are talking about the company who produces physical products or an engineering service company, to them, cloud is about having access to the necessary tools whenever, wherever they need it. So if anything is changing in the business, whether it's a political change, a market shift, a public sanitary event like this one, the company is more prepared. And the key differentiator of our SaaS solution is that on the same platform, users can be connected to the experts from Dassault Systèmes through what we call, and we can see it here, the if we loop communities. Those communities are private to each company, each customer. So whenever there's a question, an idea, the support team is there to interact with the users. It's really our new way to engage with the customers, and we are using the communities as if they are the platform for knowledge sharing. By the way, of course, the users can create their own private communities to be able to exchange work knowledge with their co-workers. This is actually one of the key platform values that we want our customer to recognize. What is Dassault Systèmes actually offering on cloud? What is 3D experience? I think it's a very big question, a very interesting question, and it will take a whole week to explain the whole thing in detail. But for this webinar, I'd like to only talk about 3 points to help you better understand, and these points are very easy. First of all, I'm pretty sure the majority of the audiences that are here in this webinar are coming from our existing customers, and most likely you are using CATIA V5 or SolidWorks, or of course many other applications. for sure, we offer many other products on the market that you might have heard of. And the Dassault system is actually categorizing the products into 4 quadrants, like we see here on the 3D compass, like here. Dassault system, we offer 3D modeling applications like CATIA, like SolidWorks. They design stuff at the product level. We also have a brand called BioVia that are doing design or doing modeling at the nanoscopic level. And we have GeoVia at the city or at the planet level. We also have Innovia. Maybe you have heard of it's famous one. We have Innovia that connects product development team members with the data. And we also have 3D Excite applications that through visualization, we can connect virtual products to customer experience. Dassault System is also famous for multi-physics simulation applications, that are branded as Simulia. And also we have Delmia for manufacturing and production planning. Speaking of platform, it is also necessary to mention that Dassault System is providing big data applications on the cloud. So you will be able to monitor project status, costs, issues, etc. And all based on the BI dashboard, business intelligence dashboards. And second of all, please be reminded that all these applications are based on a single platform. There's no need to convert, there's no need for conversion of data between applications. There's no disconnected systems where you will find different versions of a file. And when you have internet, when you have a device, the single source of truth is available to you. You can connect your CATIA V5, connect your SolidWorks to the cloud, or you can transform and migrate to CATIA 3D Experience, which is actually the V6 version of CATIA. I would say simply a more powerful design tool. And you can continue to manage data on the cloud or leverage the other engineering applications to drive the development process, to enrich your data, enrich your product. And the last point, the platform is deployed instantly. So after you purchase the services, you should very soon get an email from Dassault System to activate the tenant. From there, the full platform is ready, is already available to you and your team. Here, I'd like to show you a video of the actual using experience of our platform, just to give you an idea of what's it capable of. We start with CATIA 3D Experience, which is the native application of cloud. For the designers as well as business users, they're able to review data and manage data on the web page, of course. We can also connect CATIA V5 or SolidWorks with cloud. This is usually the case when the OEM need to collaborate with suppliers on the cloud. And with the native client, we can continue the engineering works such as fastener design and so on. And we can also perform simulation on the cloud actually. With our cloud HPC capability. And we have more information to share on the 3ds.com cloud webpage. Also, after the simulation, we can actually review the simulation results on the web page or on the client. So the user can, actually take out an iPad or an iPhone or Android phone and view the data on the web page. And for this part, we are showing that on the same native client, on the same platform, without conversion of data, you can use the same design data and make the planning of its manufacturing processes. Although the video is only demonstrating only a small fraction of the cloud applications. I believe it is a very good material to make my points clear. It's a single platform with powerful industrial applications to support collaborative product development process. This is very important. It's a simple platform. It's going to enable our collaborative work, and we are offering a full end-to-end process on the cloud. Before we move to our next topic, which is about the actual offers, I wish to share with you a very unique customer case in China, very unique and very interesting. Before my speech, before my part, Vincent actually showed 2 customer cases worldwide. But also in China, we have very interesting customer cases, and they are using cloud for their business. We have a very famous customer actually, a very famous automotive OEM customer called SAIC. You might have Shanghai Automotive Industrial Corporation. And we are trying to achieve a very different use case of the cloud. I will explain to you. With this customer, we are not just using cloud for internal engineering application, for internal engineering collaborative activities. The customer is actually inviting freelancers, students, suppliers on the platform to get trained and work for the company. And for me, actually, I've been through a lot of very interesting marketing initiatives with the company. For example, we co-hosted a robot competition on the cloud. It was actually targeting the SolidWorks users, mainly students, and very interesting. Okay, so for our vision of this project is to enable the consumers to participate in the design process for SAIC's products. I'm talking about cars, of course. And after the development process, the consumers can purchase the cars that they themselves designed. That's our final goal. The final goal is to enable massive customization. Of course, it's a very big word. We're not there yet, but we are now moving towards the goal, which is a very good thing. But the key point is that SAIC did not stop interacting with the consumers and external collaborators. Even during the Spring Festival, Chinese Spring Festival, and later on the coronavirus outbreak, even during that time, they are posting all kinds of tasks on their web page, and we see on the right side, to attract cloud users. For example, in this task alone, the first designer, the first internet user to deliver such CAD model online will be rewarded 20 Chinese yuan. It's not a big number, but I think it's very interesting. It's really a very effective way to interact with the consumers and outsource jobs. I have to say, I'm very pleased to see that our customers are continuing their business on Dassault Systèmes Cloud. SAIC is just one typical customer, a very big one. We have many other small companies as well. And I'm sure, and I think all the Dassault Systèmes employees and maybe many of the audiences here, we would agree that this kind of initiative, this kind of projects, it is showing real value, and the real value is more important than anything. Okay, so I'd like to spend a few minutes to talk about the promotion offer that we are going to roll out, actually starting from now till the end of June. So let's put it this way. We are rolling out a lot of customer stories, meaning the product packages, and we are offering the products in a quarterly subscription model. So for the first quarter, the customers can subscribe at 50% off discount, and for the second quarter, the customers can subscribe at 25% off discount. And of course, we have many other offers, and I encourage you to discover more on our cloud webpage, which is written here. The first link is our 3ds.com cloud page. The second link is the actual landing page of this offer. So I really hope you guys check this out. And what's more important is that I hope every one of you, stay at home and keep social distance. And more importantly, I wish all of you and your family to stay healthy, and let's get through this time in a very healthy status. All right, thank you for your attention. Okay, so our session has just ended, and if you have any questions, we can check it here.
Well, there are already a lot, George. I've noticed while you were presenting, I've noticed some of them.
Okay.
And I propose that we go through the first one we have received. So thank you, all of you. We have a first question from Mohamed. What is the relevance of cloud-based manufacturing of products with regards to on-premise? So I think that what we can observe right now is the importance of being able to design anywhere and produce anywhere. So the platform on cloud is providing our networks, because it's much more network than specific customer, but it's network of companies who are able to collaborate and exchange designs and manufacturing it where it's possible to manufacture it. So it's bringing a lot of value right now in those days. For instance, in producing of masks or other critical parts, where people who are stuck at home can design data and can send it for manufacturing where it's possible to manufacture it. So definitively, the cloud is bringing a lot in this situation. There's a second question from Dejan, sorry for misspelling maybe. Interested in to know if it has affected the adoption of cloud for SMB companies in China, and if there are good practices on how to communicate and marketing in marketing and sales in a way that is perceived as ethical concerning the current situation.
This one I have something to say. So actually there are two questions for me. The first one is how has it affected the adoption of cloud for SMB companies in China? Is it a question from DS employee? I'm not sure. So for China, it's actually a little bit a different thing is that after the Spring Festival, actually during the Spring Festival, we witnessed the outbreak of coronavirus. So the Spring Festival was like extended Spring Festival, and although no one is working, people are thinking about cloud. They're considering cloud, and for me, I have to actually talk to many people, the customers, the partners, to introduce the cloud solution. And for SMB companies in China, wow, I have to say I see a surge of interest in cloud. And although it's we are talking about it's a very big solution, and it takes time to onboard, to adapt to the new way of working. but I see a lot of people, asking about cloud. I see a lot of companies who want to be our cloud partners actually. So people are seeing the future potential of cloud. And of course, I see a lot of companies are contacting us for purchasing, for evaluation, and so on. So for me, it's actually I don't have to promote anything. The leads are coming to me. For me, it's a good thing. And the second question is quite interesting. Is there a good practice to communicate in such kind of situation? And talking about the ethical level. And as a Chinese, speaking of this, when we are doing the promotion or we are doing when we are writing an article, I would say any group of people, any country are sensitive to many possible things, and of course, including Chinese people, they are sensitive to such kind of to certain kind of things. But the key point is that we focus on the positive side of everything, and we try to show the value when we are promoting anything. We don't focus on the for example, when I'm doing the cloud marketing in China, we don't focus on the tragedy itself. We focus on the opportunity that it is going to bring to our customers, or maybe that is going to bring to the cloud companies, including Dassault Systèmes, including the cloud providers in China. So actually, I think people are very similar. Please just stay positive and talk about the values for the customers or for the end users. Okay.
I agree with you, George. I think the most important in this period is to propose and ensure continuity of service to our customers, so that they can continue their work. As long as we can help them on that aspect, so that they can maintain their companies, in particular in SMB market, so that they can continue their activity and get prepared when it will when the lockdown will be stopped. I think this is the best that we can do.
Okay.
So then question 3, SaaS is already, it's from Stefano. SaaS is already an established trend. Do you see an increasing demand of SaaS due to COVID-19? Why and in which sector? So I don't know if George has something specific to say for China.
I'll just give you one example. I remember one day after the outbreak, I got a cold call from a perspective asking if we can provide a cloud solution, for designing, for CATIA and so on. And it's a startup company, and I see their struggle. People are not in the same office. People are spread out across the country. There's no way to interact, their engineering work. And that customer is calling me to ask if I can provide to them. And very quickly, he asked me to give him a quotation. Yes, we see an increasing trend. We see everyone, our partners, our customers, especially the startup companies, small to medium companies, they're all interested. And the managers, the head of IT, even the CEO, the managers, the general managers, they are all aware that SaaS or the cloud is the future. And if they don't invest now, maybe the next time when we have a similar situation, or maybe when their employee are sick, just simply being sick and stay at home for cough or flu, cloud will be there to help them. So they told me that they need to be prepared. For me, I never actually propose to them that, look, here's the situation, you need to buy cloud. I never do that. they are asking me if I can provide. And I think this is a very good situation, that people are aware of the problem and people are concerned about their future, and people recognize that SaaS or the cloud solution can help them. Okay.
Yeah, I confirm that as well as at a global scale.
Yep.
Let's take question 4 from Kiran. How SaaS will be applicable for manufacturing application engineering as well as operations remotely? So it's a good question. There is a strong demand on that aspect. So part of Dassault Systèmes portfolio is called, the brand is called Delmia. And in this brand, we have several applications and roles and solutions which are enabling manufacturing application engineer and operation engineers to operate or to make their activities. In particular, we are about to release probably by end of June an application that is going to be called 3D Lean, which will be fully web-based. So meaning can be operated from as well from any device, built on cloud, so that it's going to facilitate as well a lot the work of those people. But already a large part of Delmia is available on cloud, and I encourage you to have a look at that. Question 5: how to protect confidentiality of projects such with such open platform like CENIT. So maybe George, you want to say a few words about that?
So right now we are actually separating the internal development process from cloud. So the situation is actually that there's no confidential data on the cloud yet, and for me, it's very I would say it's very easy to understand that Dassault Systèmes is ensuring the security on cloud, including the people and organization management, like what kind of data you will be able to see, also including the data security on the application level or at the infrastructure level, that our cloud partner is doing it. All kinds of levels, we are securing the data. And so my suggestion is that my suggestion for actually our future cloud customer is that really think about what kind of data you need to put on the cloud. If it is actually very confidential data, then we might think of private cloud solutions or dedicated cloud solutions. There are pros and cons for each solution. For public cloud, because we are accessing from public network, for CENIT, they're actually opening the platform to external people. The purpose is different. For CENIT, they actually want publicity of data. They want the internet users, they want their future customers to have access to their data and to have access to the tools, so they are trained on and they learn how to design on the platform. So for example, if CENIT want a customer or freelancer to design one part of the vehicle, the car, they might put the context of this part. They might upload it on the cloud, and they will, technically speaking, they will actually delete all the technical specifications of that context, and they can ask the users to focus on their design. So I would say about two things. First of all, please do not worry about cloud security, because Dassault Systèmes, also our cloud provider, is securing them. We are compliant with I'm not sure, but maybe all the necessary certifications. And also in terms of data confidentiality, maybe it's it's better that we choose which kind of cloud solution we use. Either there are public cloud solutions where we are open to remote workers, we are potentially able to open to external people. Also, there could be private cloud solutions or dedicated cloud solutions which are limited within the company. Vincent,
Thank you.
what's your
Thank you.
feedback? What's your comment?
No, I think you did it great. Thanks a lot
Okay.
for that. As the time is running, I propose we take another question. I see there are a lot coming in. So let me pick up one from Sentil. Can we have all licenses on cloud and use it across the places, maybe globally or nationally? So I'll take that one if you don't mind, George, maybe.
Yep.
So as long as the applications which are chosen among our portfolio are fully web-based, without any local installation, yes, the answer is, of course, it can be used across the places among a project shared inside the companies. It's different for applications which have to be installed on a physical desktop. So in this case, indeed, if you want to have a usage which is globally inside a project or inside multiple countries, here you need to have a request and approval to be able to do it this way, which is similar to what we offer on-premise in terms of capabilities. What is important to know on the cloud is that we offer a capability which is called cross-company collaboration, which enables companies to invite employees of other companies to collaborate on data, to co-design, to work on ideas and on or requirements or whatever. So this is enabled as well. So it means that subsidiaries or partners or suppliers can subscribe licenses, or that the licenses can be provided by the OEM, by the main customer. So we have some flexibility, additional flexibility in the licenses when it comes to cloud. So I think we are going to stop there, because I see that the flow is growing, the flow of questions, which is really good. Thank you for all those questions and many remarks as well, not only questions. So thank you for the feedbacks. It's appreciated. So we will collect all those feedbacks and questions and share with all attendees here the answers for all of them. And the replay will be available as well for all of you probably by the end of the week, if you want to share that with other people. So on my side, I thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate the feedbacks and the interactions at the end of this session. Thank you very much, George, for your very good inputs on your situation in China. And I propose that we close now, except if you have a few words to add, George.
Oh, nothing from my side. It's just want to wish all of you, stay healthy, stay at home, and let's get over this hard time, I would say. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.